Good morning on this Wednesday, July 28th, 2028. Welcome to another edition of Let It Be Known. She's passionate about beauty, and as a licensed esthetician, Char Rayford launched skincare Char, beauty and wellness, I'll get it right, consulting services with her 11 years of hands-on esthetician experience and love for nature. Today, we're going to talk to Char L. Rayford, who will join us. But first, of course, let us go to the headlines. I was going to say let's bring on Dr. Chavis, who is not yet arrived, but he should be here shortly. So, in the news this morning, and I'm sorry, my thing is slow here this morning. The commission on the January 6th hearings was incredible yesterday. We had 4 law enforcement officers testify about what happened on January 6th. And one of the officers said, with tears in his eyes, describing former President Donald Trump, with tears in his eyes, he said, a hitman sent a mob to the Capitol. A hitman, he described the former president. The hearings went on all day yesterday, and it was riveting testimony throughout from not only the police officers, but others who testified. And the commission is charged with finding out who was behind the attacks, whether it be public officials, Congress people, some say was involved as well as the president himself, the former president, Donald Trump. It was incredible, again, an incredible hearing yesterday. We will bring you more of that on blackpressusa.com. And as the days go forward, the chair of that committee, Representative Benny Thompson, said that they plan to meet again in August. Also in the news, Attorney Ben Crump held an emotional press conference yesterday regarding Johnson & Johnson. He held it with the National Council of Negro Women, and he revealed that the company should embrace, he said, this lawsuit instead of fighting it. He talked about how they specifically targeted Black consumers, even going as far as reaching out to superstars Patti LaBelle and the late Aretha Franklin and trying to get them to endorse the product to keep this going in the Black community. Ben Crump said that what Johnson & Johnson did was emblematic of systemic racism. That's his words, emblematic of systemic racism. And he said that Johnson & Johnson could care less about the harm they brought to the Black community. We're now joined by our president and CEO, Dr. Ben Chavis. Good morning, Dr. Chavis.
Good morning, Stacey. How are you? I'm getting ready. I'm in transit, so I'm going to be in and out as I head to the NMPA studio this morning. But I wanted to give you greetings on behalf of the National Newspaper Publishers Association. And thank you for doing this every morning on behalf of Carla Richards, our chair, and 230 African-American-owned newspapers across the United States. And of course, these headlines are very important. We know Attorney Crump. We know he's a freedom fighter, and I'm glad that he's assisting the National Council of Negro Women.
Yeah, absolutely, Dr. Chavis. And also in the news this morning, to prevent further spread of the Delta variant, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has updated its mask guidelines. Today, they say that they will recommend fully vaccinated individuals to wear masks indoors in areas that have substantial and high transmission COVID-19 risk. They say it's in direct response to the Delta variant, which has run rampant. So, Dr. Chavis, again, the vaccination has become important. In fact, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, the director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, said that had folks gotten vaccinated, we would be in a much better situation. She says people still refuse vaccination, and it boggles the mind.
Absolutely. It's the pandemic of the unvaccinated. And what it is happening now, because so many people are unvaccinated, that's why we have the variant. And now the variant has penetrated some people who have been vaccinated. So that's why these latest guidelines, it's not the fault of the CDC, it's the fault of the variant. And we would not have the variant if it hadn't been for so many Americans refusing or opting or hesitating to get vaccinated. So we're in this situation. My Black America was still in a state of emergency that we declared last year. You remember, Stacey, with our own
Absolutely.
NMPA coronavirus task force. So, CDC, in my view, did the right thing. We're getting ready to start school. We have millions of children getting ready to go to school, and they need to be protected.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully more and more people will start to follow the CDC's guidelines, and more importantly, just follow the science. Dr. Chavis, as you alluded to, the NMPA's coronavirus task force, we see Dr. Ebony Hilton out front with this, and others. Now, Dr. Hilton has now been recruited by the White House to act as a surrogate, because of the information that she's been given from the beginning, and she's been warning folks, this thing is far from over. Protect yourself, protect those around you. It's time we start listening, Dr. Chavis.
Oh, absolutely. And again, I'm so proud that the Black press has been out front on this issue, and we're going to continue to stay with it. We have to protect all Americans, but particularly we have to protect Black Americans.
Yeah, absolutely. Dr. Chavis, yesterday we brought some vital information about Black girl health. Well, this morning we know that the cosmetics and beauty and skincare is so important as well in the African American community in particular. This morning we say good morning to Char Rayford, who is an expert and an entrepreneur in the skincare business. Good morning, Char.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Char. And on behalf of the Black Press of America, Sister Rayford, we thank you for your leadership. We thank you for your entrepreneurship. And this issue is vital, not only to Black women, but to our whole family. So thank you for your leadership.
Oh, thank you.
So tell us a little bit first about what you do as it pertains to skincare.
Yeah, so I am a licensed esthetician. Currently, I work in a medical spa, so I do more invasive treatments right now. On a daily basis, I treat acne, hyperpigmentation, body issues, stretch marks that people suffer with. I give treatment plans based on an individual basis, just to try to help my clients get to their skincare goals, no matter what it is.
And what are some of the biggest challenges your clients come to you with?
I would say just consistency. With all the marketing of like products, everywhere, a lot of people try different things and they don't get the results that they want. So usually when I get a client who has been suffering with, let's just say, acne, from a teenager to adult, it's just really complicated to get them to trust me and say, oh, you have to have patience, stick to this plan, and we can get you where you need to be. Because I like to combine, treatments as well as at-home care for the best results. Because usually, a client is only coming in maybe once every month or 2 months. So what they do at home is way more important than what they do when they come see me.
Well, and Char, and we off air, we talked a little bit about the problems of acne.
Mm-hmm.
Acne. Tell us about that as it pertains to adults as well as young ones.
Yeah, the biggest thing is identifying the type of acne before you approach it. Because there's so many different types, from mild to moderate, cystic. So before you can even address an acne concern, you have to figure out what you're dealing with. That way you can determine, what product to use, what treatment to use. So that's the first step when I address acne.
Yeah, and also we know that acne. I don't know why I keep calling it acne. I don't have it yet, but we know that it's a major problem. And what about parents who haven't had acne, but their children have it. How do they deal with that?
Well, I mean, the first thing I deal with a lot of parents as well. They bring their teenagers in. Usually, it's difficult dealing with a teenager because most don't want to listen. So that's the first step. But usually, if a parent is telling, their child something or teenager about acne, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to listen to their parent. So then the parent brings them into me. I pretty much sometimes repeat the same thing that the parent is saying, like, yes, you do want to wash your face in the morning and at night. You do want to use these creams 3 to 5 times a week. The main thing with parents and kids with acne is just getting them to listen and stay consistent. Because a lot of times, just like kids and adults, we want things overnight. You want to use a product and wake up with clear skin. And that's just not the case.
Well, and Char, talk about, if you will, if there's an effect from makeup. I know some people think, well, makeup might cause some acne. It also some people use it to cover it. Is there a problem with that?
Makeup can cause issues, indirectly. So, for example, we have different skin types. You have dry skin, you have combination skin or oily skin. Let's just say someone with oily, acne-prone skin decides they want to use a hydrating, heavy cream makeup product. That can cause acne because they're not using the proper makeup type for their skin. Or if they have a long day, they put their makeup on at 7:30 a.m. and then they get home, they're tired, they don't cleanse their face at night, they sleep in their makeup, that causes, congestion in the pores. So it's really complicated. You have to choose the right type of makeup and you have to make sure you're removing it, and doing your skin routine at night, whatever that is.
And does hygiene have anything to do with acne?
Not at all. I mean, yes, you have to cleanse your face, but you can cleanse your face 10 times. If you have acne, you're going to have acne until you decide, to take steps to fix it, whether it's, a product or you go to a dermatologist, so it has nothing to do with hygiene.
Oh, okay. And, Char, there is also this idea that, only certain people get acne. Can you address that?
Anybody can get acne. Acne does not discriminate. Yeah, anyone. There's hormonal acne. There's acne caused by your lifestyle. If you are an athlete or you do vigorous workouts and you're sweating, the sweat is going into your pores. Anyone can get acne. You can get acne when you relocate from, one area to another. If you are living, let's just say out west, California, and then you relocate to the East Coast, your skin is adapting to the climate. So there's so many reasons why you can get acne.
And so now you mentioned something else too, and we're going to get to solutions. We're talking about problems, and but you talked about going to a more warmer climate. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about protecting our skin. Mm-hmm. Sunscreen. Is there certain types of sunscreens? Is there certain types of things that you would recommend that people, Black people in particular, should be using?
Yes, I am an advocate for a sunscreen. And not just, to prevent, like a sunburn or a tan or anything like that, but for your overall health. The sun can age you, and it ages you in different ways. Some people may lose, elasticity, collagen in the skin. It may age them. Other people, they may suffer from hyperpigmentation, especially in the African-American community. A lot of us suffer from hyperpigmentation discoloration. And a lot of times people don't know it's coming from the sun. And it takes a while to show up. Let's just say, you spend your summers laying out, by the lake or the beach. And then 3 or 4 years later, you have different spots, popping up. And you're just like, oh, where did this come from? You can't pinpoint it. It's from those years of being in the sun.
Yeah. And for our viewers, I think we lost Dr. Chavis. He said he was in transit. So hopefully we get him back before the end of the show. But Char, a lot is made of the connection between diet and acne or outbreaks? Does regular exercise also have an impact?
I would say yes. You know, when you're exercising, you are detoxing your body. You're helping your skin get on, a good pH level. And as we know, if your skin body is on a good pH level, ideally you should be, pretty healthy. But yes, exercising is great just for detoxing the skin alone.
So exercise even has those benefits.
Yeah, yeah. One area of exercise I love is Bikram Yoga. I don't know if you're familiar, but basically you're in a room, it's super hot, it's over 100 degrees and your entire body is detoxifying. When I was doing that on a regular basis, I had the greatest skin, the greatest skin. But yes, exercise is great.
So no pain, no gain, right?
Yeah, it's true.
And so, what is it exactly, Char? So you offer a lot of great insight. What do you propose that is a solution to things like just let's put acne aside as part of it, but
yeah,
when you're having skin problems,
yeah.
What's the solution to most skin problems if there's a one size fit all?
Usually you can pinpoint it down to someone using the wrong type of product or even lifestyle. So typically I can tell you when I do a consultation with a client, I have them fill out an intake form. That way I can see their hobbies, what they like to do, where they like to travel, what they like to eat on a regular basis, and the skincare product that they're using at least every day. So if someone is using a certain cleanser or serum every night, I look at that. If I'm not familiar with it, I look up the ingredients and kind of see, oh, maybe this could be causing a problem. Maybe they should stop this. Or if I see someone, if they're eating fast food, every day, it's like, oh, maybe that could be, an issue as well. So it's really an overall like nutritional thing as well. That I do on an individual basis to give me an idea of what could be causing this. And usually I start with a simple product. I love to switch up cleansers. A lot of times people are using harsh cleansers that could be throwing their skin, off balance, out of whack, causing them to break out. So that's usually where I start first with someone. I have them switch their cleanser.
And talk about, if you will, face scrubs.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are really married to face scrubs.
They are. People love the feeling, of a scrub. I guess it feels like, they're getting clean, their skin is tight. But usually that's not a good thing. You don't want your skin to feel squeaky clean, after a cleanser. Face scrubs can be okay when they're formulated properly. One thing that I tell people is if you're going to choose a face scrub, you want to choose something that's finely milled, kind of like sand, something soft. You don't want anything like chunky or heavy up against your skin because it's just going to destroy your skin barrier, and you'll notice that the texture starts to change. Your skin doesn't heal as quickly. So you just want to be, on the cautious side when it comes to skin scrubs. If you love them, if you have to have one, I mean, I don't use them, but I know some people just love them. And there are some good ones. You just want to be careful when you're using one, and you don't want to use it every day because skin scrubs, typically it's a manual and exfoliant. You're trying to get the dead skin off. So depending on your skin type, you may only need to exfoliate one time a week. Or if you have someone with, oilier skin, you may exfoliate 3 times a week. So it really just depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And talk, if you will, to talk about, Char, ingredients. What ingredients in these products should we be looking for? Pros or cons?
Like I mentioned before, I love to see hydration in a skincare product. I love to see that right at the very top, H2O. That gives me an idea that this product is not only, addressing my concerns with some active acid or ingredient, it's going to hydrate me. It's going to help balance me as well. So I always look for water in the product. Vitamin C, you can't go wrong with that. It has so many benefits, acne, anti-aging, fine lines, really helps to brighten the skin. I love aloe vera. So that's going to be soothing and healing, great for acneic clients. That's one of my go-tos. Dealing with acne, turmeric, that works pretty well, especially if you're dealing with some cystic acne that can leave some marks or hyperpigmentation. Plant stem cells, that's always good. That's going to be great for like plumping texture pores. So there's so many things. I could go on and on about ingredients.
Yeah. So what should we avoid, Char? We're talking to Char Rayford. She's an esthetician. She is an expert in this. What should we avoid ingredients wise?
I would say no particular ingredients. You just want to look for, one thing, parabens, that just far from the skin, that can be toxic for your overall health. I would say you want to look for more natural, organic ingredients when dealing with the product. I know everything is a chemical, but you want to make sure it's at least, over 90% organic when you're dealing with products.
Okay, 90% organic.
Yeah.
Great.
Depending on your beliefs, some people you want raw, ingredients, just like pure. But in terms of reality and what people have access to in the stores, you just want to make sure you're getting some type of natural ingredient, because if everything that you're using is artificial, you're not going to get the results you want. You may get, worse results.
Wow. And we know, Char, you're not a medical doctor, right?
Yeah.
But can you discuss the? He's like, I'll take it though, right?
No, I'm not a medical doctor. No.
But can you discuss the impact or the prevalence of skin cancers in African Americans and what we should look for?
Well, a lot of times with my friends and family members, I always look at, their moles sometimes. Like you said, I can't diagnose anything, but I've seen it so many times. I actually am certified in oncology skincare. So I deal with patients who are going through chemo, radiation, or they have been out for a while. So I look at, raised lesions on the skin. And if I notice anything, I say, hey, you may want to go have that checked out. That looks different from the last time, I've seen you. So I give my opinion in that way.
Yeah, I actually saw a news article not long ago, Char, what you just mentioned. Someone was watching on television and they saw another individual something with their mole that just didn't look right. And someone called into that station and they relayed the message. It turns out that individual did have some sort of skin cancer that they didn't know about. So that's a great catch. Nicole McDaniel, I've noticed writing in about how about vitamin E on your skin?
Yeah, I'll get to that. I think I saw someone right before that. Her name was Michelle. She mentioned that her and her mother used Dove soap. I get that so much. So here's the thing with Dove soap. It's not going to do anything bad. I tell people if you're using a soap and it's not causing any immediate issues, that's fine for you. And it does have a lot to do with genetics. If someone is using, drugstore, cleansers and it's working for them, fine. But however, if I have someone who has, face full of acne, and they're using something that I know could be like the root cause, I may switch it up a bit.
And also people often forget that there is skin underneath their hair. Is dandruff or other hair issues something that you help with your clients, or you help your clients with?
Typically, so I don't address dandruff directly. There are treatments that I offer, exfoliating treatments I offer for the scalp in the treatment center that I work in. But typically with dandruff, more than likely, if it's persistent, they have to, go to a dermatologist to see like the root cause of it. Yeah. But I can help with the excess flakes to kind of get the superficial issue, out of the way, so you don't have, flakes coming down your hair. But yeah, to get the root of the problem, you have to go to a doctor to figure out like why you have this.
And Char, who is that masked man who's rejoined us, President and CEO, Dr. Chavis? Dr. Chavis, we see you are in transit. I know that this was important that you greet our guests. So go ahead, Dr. Chavis.
Absolutely. I have to practice what we preach. We tell people to wear their masks to make sure they're vaccinated. So I'm in an Uber But I just want to thank Char again on behalf of the Black Press of America. These are important issues that you bring facts and truth to today, and we thank you for your leadership.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, and Char, we have a few moments left. Tell us a little bit about you and your background.
Yeah, so like I said, I've been an esthetician for about a decade now. I'm currently residing in Philadelphia. I'm from Michigan. So I've dealt with acneic clients for the past decade, helping them achieve the best skin that they can. Recently, within the last couple years, I've switched to medical aesthetics. So now I work right under a doctor and I do more invasive treatments that have a little bit more downtime than your average facial. Just to give you an idea, I work with a lot of lasers. So I do laser resurfacing. I do microneedling, which is a treatment where we use these tiny needles to make superficial injuries to the skin, kind of tricking the body into healing itself. I do chemical peels, microdermabrasion. I even do laser hair removal. So that's my typical day. Yeah, that's my typical day right now.
And Shanae Brown is asking, where can we get your treatments?
Oh, in-service treatments, yes. So I'm in Philadelphia and I work in the Rittenhouse area, if you're familiar with it, at Bella Med Spa.
Wow. And Rittenhouse obviously is a nice place, nice area.
Yeah, it gets a little crazy. It's busy, yeah, but it is nice. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
The vitamin E. I want to go back to the vitamin E question because can we get your response to that?
Yeah, so vitamin E is fine for the skin, but it just depends where you're using it and what type of skin you have. So if you're suffering from acne, I would say not to apply it directly to the skin. If you are wanting to use it in terms of just having dry skin, or you're looking to brighten the skin or improve your vitality, that should be fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, this is, again, a lot of great information that we certainly appreciate. I want to throw it back to Dr. Chavis for his closing thought.
Well, healthcare in all of the forms are very vital to all people, but particularly to Black Americans. And skincare is a direct relationship to other care of our bodies, other care of our spirits. Our prayers this morning are for Simone Biles and all the trauma and weight that's on her and other athletes in the Olympics. But I just want to thank Char for her work in this area and encourage people to seek the advice of professionals like Char when they have skin challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much, Char Rayford. Look her up. Is there a website or anything we can look you up?
Yeah, so my website is www.skincarechar.com. And then I'm even on Instagram. That's probably the quickest way. If you have like a general question, you can shoot me a DM. My Instagram is skincare_char.
We appreciate it. Tomorrow, we're going to be joined by Miss Robbie Montgomery, singer, songwriter, and TV personality. Later today at 3 o'clock, join us too for a very special interview with Lisa Yarrow, the great singer, actress, comedian Lisa Yarrow. Thanks everyone for joining us. And let it be known, a world full of dying people is not to anyone's advantage. A world full of sick and dying people is not to your advantage. Save a life today. Wear a mask. We will see you tomorrow.